Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, we're right in the midst of a series that is examining the life of Jesus from the standpoint of him being a human. Um, and I know this is like about motivation and all that. I want to motivate you to win. Like, I really want us to win. Jesus was a man just like us, flesh and blood, and he had emotions and temptations just as we do, but he crushed it. Like, he won at this thing called life. And I want us to take his example and realize that because he did, we can. Okay? So, one of the scriptures that is primary for us is, what is it? 1 John chapter 2. You can read 15 to 17, but the main point for this purpose is chapter 16, which talks about Jesus being able to sympathize with us, and that he was tempted in all points, yet without sin. Those points are lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. And so the scripture that we've been using for that is Matthew 4. And so a couple days ago, we did lust of the flesh. Yesterday, we did the pride of life. And today, we're going to talk about the lust of the eyes. So, again, today's scripture is Matthew 4 8 through 11. And the scripture that I'm reading is from the Amplified Bible. And it says, "Again, the devil took him up on a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory, the splendor, magnificence, and excellence of them. And he said to him," the devil said to Jesus, "all these things I will give you if you will fall down and worship me." Then Jesus said to him, "Go away, Satan." Or I think as King James says, "Get thee behind me, Satan." But I know this says, "Go away, Satan, for it is written and forever remains written, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left. So, we need to see, and because Adam had messed up, the first Adam messed up, and the dominion that we had in this kingdom was forfeited. Excuse me, it was forfeited, but Jesus came back to win it. So that's why the devil said that he had it and he would give it to him. But Jesus was sent to reclaim it the right way. Now, oh, and I left off something important. I think I left it out. It says, "Then the devil left him, and the angels came and ministered to him, bringing him food and serving him." So, I told you we're going to talk about the lust of the eyes today. And when it comes to the lust of the eyes, it can be seen a few ways, or it is a combination of ways. So, it's looking at something we shouldn't be looking at, wanting things we shouldn't have, or desiring what we should not have at this time. It's like coveting or wanting what belongs to another, and that's actually one of the 10 Commandments, that you should not covet. So, with the lust of the eyes, it's wanting it because you see it. It is wanting it and desiring it, and it takes root in your heart. It's not like admiring something. It's things like wanting someone else's spouse, their title, their position, or their possessions. It goes beyond admiring, because there's nothing wrong with admiring somebody. Like, "Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, that is so nice. I've never seen one of those. That's cool." But it goes beyond admiring or aspiring, getting your inspiration from someone. It becomes a sick matter of the heart. It focuses on that thing, and that desire reels one in from like this worldly longing. So, the lust of the eyes causes this ungodly focus. It might lead to stealing. That's what theft comes from. It leads to fantasizing, like this desire within yourself to have what someone else has, and that can be fantasizing. I mean, even when I was looking it up and reading, and I personally agree, pornography kind of comes into that because you go to a different place in your thinking or your desire, or even if it's not that you want it, it is not something that is God led to entertain. So anyway, that's my personal opinion. If you don't have that opinion, cool. But that's my personal opinion. And with one, just like I said, that the pride of life is like really I talked yesterday about it being a matter of the heart. So is the lust of the eyes, because nobody necessarily knows what you want. It's concealed. It's hard to detect. Okay, so Jesus did come to reclaim the kingdom, but the enemy tried to make him go about it the wrong way, and in the wrong timing. So I encourage you, because sometimes when we have a promise or when you're a dreamer or whatever, sometimes we get caught up on, like, I know God said it, but what's the timing? And so if God told you something, if he's given you a promise, just wait on it. Don't let the devil bait you to try to move you to make it happen. Go after God. And as you go after God, he'll give you what he said. Take Jesus's example. Resist the devil. There's another scripture that says, submit yourself to God, resist the devil, and he will flee. So quit acting like your resistor is broke. We sometimes we give in to so much. We give in to so much. Somebody asks you something, you be like, nah. They ask you again. All right. Look, your resistor is not broken. Even that desire for that thing, just delay it until God says it's so. If indeed God has said it's for you. Some things we're wanting ain't even in our purpose, not even in our destiny. And then hold out and watch the angels show up. They'll show up to take care of you and to provide just what you need when you need it. Jesus delayed a little while longer, even though he was hungry when it was that lust of the flesh. He was hungry, but he denied himself. When it came to reclaiming the kingdom, he knew that was his purpose, but it wasn't the timing. So he denied himself. And in so doing, then the angels were able to come and minister to him. So just a quick recap. Lust of the flesh is like doing what you shouldn't do. Lust of the eyes is wanting to have what you shouldn't have and or shouldn't have now. And the pride of life is like that, look at me because I got it going on. It's that I-ness, that idolatry, where you're kind of worshiping yourself for what you're capable of. None of those things are of God. And Jesus won them all. He crushed it. So much so the devil's like, let me chuck up these deuces. Let me go. Now he came back later and we're going to talk about it, but he had to flee. So anyway, I hope that this has been helpful. We're going to keep going. This was more in the last few days have kind of been about temptation, but we're going to go into emotions as well. This has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged and remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But fly